Hi, welcome to microservices tutorial series. In the previous sessions, we have discussed with introduction, discovery server, and then a producer application, consumer application, historics for fault tolerance and handling with failover methods, and then we have discussed with other microservices modules. And in this video, we are going to cover with the feature called as API Gateway, Joule API Gateway. It is one of a project into Spring Cloud modules to design with the API Gateway for the backend microservices running. And this Joule API Gateway server, it can handle the multiple requests coming to the application, and it can also dynamically route the client request to the backend multiple microservices. It is just like a front a door for all the requests coming into your microservice application. So it is also called as edge server. Let's say if your complex application is having with too many microservices. Now each and every consumer application need to provided with the endpoints of the microservices and the instances of the microservices. So instead of we provide multiple microservices endpoints to the consumer application directly, so we can make use of this Joule API gateway. So how do we configure? We will look into one hands-on example. And this Joule API gateway is enabling multiple features for your applications. Not only like intercepting your request, it can also perform with the dynamic routing. So based on the routed URLs you are provided with, so you can provide a dynamic routing for multiple microservices. And by using Joule API gateway, you can monitor your application, and you can also control the resiliency for your multiple microservices running into application. And you can also provide with pre-authentication by provided with multiple filter methods available into Joule. And Joule project can also be integrated with the multiple other microservices modules like Historics for fault tolerance, and it can be integrated with Ribbon to provide with the load balancing for added with the multiple instances of your microservices producer applications to the consumer. It can also be integrated with the Netflix Eureka server for discovery server purpose, and API gateway can also be used to handle the multiple request and its routing even in the cloud instances as well, like Amazon auto scaling groups also you can configure with the Joule API gateway. So for a simple example, if you have an application where you have the different endpoint URLs like API products for certain services in the product features, and you have certain other microservices to provide with the user microservice. So instead of providing with the two different endpoints for your backend microservices for a user service and a product service for your consumer application, let us configure both the endpoints into your Joule API gateway, and we will give the instance of a Joule API gateway to the consumer, so that now for consumer it is easy to provide routing for number of microservices in the backend, and as well as we can provide with security, pre-authentication, we can provide monitoring and many other features. So to enable the Joule API gateway for any Spring Boot project, you need to add with the new annotation called enable Joule proxy. So for your bootstrap application of your Spring Boot project, just you need to add with the annotation called @enable Joule gateway. And here in this application you just need to provide with an application instance and provide with a dependency required for your Joule API gateway. So the dependency, only one additional dependency needed is called Spring Cloud Starter Joule. Let us also look into certain steps available for this Joule API gateway application. And one another important feature is Like when you are going to consume your microservices by third party client applications like Angular or React or any other UI framework based applications, so you need not enable even CORS plugin for multiple microservices. So it is going to be an additional configuration needed, to enable your CORS plugins for your microservices. So if you are going to configure with Joule API gateway, just you can enable at one single point where in the API gateway application, so that you need not do it for all the remaining microservices in the backend. Now you can integrate Joule with your Heatrix or Ribbon or Eureka server or many other modules of your microservices. Now in this example, when earlier we had employee, producer and consumer microservices registered with Eureka server, and now the consumer can have an instance of a producer and can consume it. In this particular application, we are going to configure with a Joule gateway. It is another one more Spring Boot project which is going to intercept your request coming from the consumer and will provide a routing for the microservices. Here in this example, we are going to use employee producer microservice. Let's say I have deployed this application. You can observe here we have first is Eureka Discovery Server. As usual, the Discovery Server application is enabled with enable Eureka Server, and you have provided with the port number 8761 so that your Eureka Server is deployed and running on the port 8761. And for this Eureka Server, Discovery Server, we have configured with 3 client applications. So one is employee producer, one is employee consumer, and the other one we need here is called employee Joule service. It is going to be another you are going to create with in this project. You are going to enable with the Joule proxy, and this particular application is going to intercept the consumer request and will properly dynamically route the URL coming from the client to the appropriate microservice. So here is our service is a employee producer service. So as usual, like in the previous examples, we have an employee producer application where we are going to just display the employee details with the URL endpoint called employee. And we can run this application, we can register this application with the Discovery Server. So when we start this, now the producer is registered already. But this is running on the port, right? You can observe here this particular service is running on the port. Okay, it is registered with the Eureka and it is running on a server called port number. If you wanted to run it individually, the default port number it is running already, right? You can check with the 8080 employee, it is already showing you the details. But now we wanted to intercept this URL, okay, through a microservices architecture, through a Discovery Server Eureka using Joule API gateway. So to configure like that, what do we need, right? So here to configure this Joule gateway, right, we are going to design with a new project called as employee Joule service. In this we need to add with a dependency, right? This is a new dependency we need, that's what we have added into our application. And then we need to configure with the routers. This is very important here. So we need to configure with the router the number of services you have, the number of routing paths you need to configure here. So the first routing path what you are going to create is the default URL 8080 port number. The URL what you are configuring is producer. So when you give the producer URL, then now the consumer is going to request, okay, now your consumer application is going to request through this particular URL to your employee service, producer service. So this URL should match with your Joule proxy server's routing path. So this is called as your routing path. And what is the URL you have for your employee service here? So the URL you know already, the service URL is your employee, right? So that is the reason now in the consumer application we will be configuring through the API gateway URL here. So this is what here is called as your Joule API router path, and then plus your service path, your producer service path, service URL endpoint, right? So this has to be mapped with, then only the consumer application can configure with your Eureka server, and as well as here this is going to be a role of consumer client. Now coming to the producer application is going to be a producer instance, and then you will be also registered with Eureka. And coming to the Joule proxy instance name is going to be employee Joule service. So now earlier in our previous applications in the client program we used to configure with the client instance name as, okay, producer instance name used to give. But now we will not be, the consumer is not going to directly map with your producer instance. Rather directly connecting to your producer instance, we will connect through our Joule proxy. So that is the reason in the consumer application now you need to get a client instance which is of type your Joule proxy service instance. So that is the reason the request will pass through this Joule proxy. So the same thing is discussed here. So if you can observe here, the request is passing through your Joule gateway, and you can observe at the console the path of your API gateway. The same thing we will observe in our application. Now all the services I have started already. So Eureka server application, and then Joule proxy, then producer, and the consumer applications all are running here. Now the thing is, now if we go with the consumer application, so it is already started with the 1895. Let me start one more instance here with the 1896. Because we would like to look the console in a new request instance. Now you can observe here, now the consumer instance is getting created and it is going to intercept with your request object, and you can see you have been produced the values. But in the consumer application the request is coming through your Joule proxy gateway. So how can you observe this gateway means, like here you can see at the console. So if you are directly mapping with the URL for your microservice producer service, you are getting the result. The same thing from your, you can look into your client application. So in the client application means the consumer application, the same output you are getting with. Now if you can see here what is the console of your application, if you can observe, you can see the Joule proxy server console you have to monitor now. Now you can see the Joule proxy filter. So it is mapped with your PC number and the port number. Now you can see here it is a producer employee, right? So this is what you can observe your Joule API gateway URL. This is a discovery client. This is a client application where the response is generated. and coming to this is a Joule proxy console. So in the Joule proxy console, you can observe the URL for your Joule proxy API. This is an API gateway. Through API gateway with the URL dynamically, it is routing with the path called producer and the employee. But the actual endpoint is only employee, right? But when we routed, we provided with a routing path called producer/employee. If in case if you have another microservice, right? So through the same gateway application, through the same Joule API gateway application, you can create with the multiple routing path. Let us say I have another microservice into my application which is producing catalog details. I can have a Joule routes with the catalog with a different URL for a different microservice. So that is how all the requests coming through your consumer is going to be intercepted by this API gateway. This is the purpose of Joule API gateway, which is mainly provided configured with the routing path. This is a path we need to configure, and to the microservice application whichever is running with and configured with. You can have multiple routing paths, but a routing path make sure that it should be unique. And coming to the client application, so you can see here you need to provide with a Joule proxy service instance name, not the producer instance. And with that, so with that Joule proxy instance, you are going to get your base URL. Once you get the base URL, you can create with your REST template and you can consume your response into your client application. The same thing we have seen in our client program. Alright, so here we are making use of the same instance and getting with the URL and consumed. That is how we are able to display the response at the console monitor. Okay, so in the consumer applications console, you can monitor the response. If you wanted to monitor your API gateway, then you should go to this Joule API console and you can observe. So here you can see what are all the different filters are getting intercepted, what is the URL it is intercepting. Okay, this is how it can monitor with, it can provide with the routing, it can provide with pre-authentication if you wanted to provide with any authentication details for all the microservices into your application. Now you have configured with the multiple proxy filters here. So Joule filter is provided with a certain pre and post processing logics. So you have got a post filter, you have got a pre filter where you can provide with a logic. So the actual execution goes into your run method. Before that, if you wanted to perform any pre-processing logics, you can do it in this. So get the request URL and whatever before you are going to process with the request, do the some logic over here. And coming to post-processing logics for your request by the consumer to your microservice, you can do with the post-processing logic here. This is how you can intercept, you can monitor your microservices, and you can also provide with other features like load balancing and then handling with the cloud instances. And it is nothing but we can call it as an edge server. It can be configured for security purpose, authentication purpose, monitoring purpose, logging purpose. Any pre and post logics you wanted to perform with, you can do with the this Joule API gateway project. That's all with this API gateway session, and if it helps, do let me know. And if you like this video, do like it, subscribe to my channel and share with the people who might need this topic. Thank you.